Okay, last song on the record is Torando. We start with this really cool tapping thing that Sam does, which is pretty hard to pull off live, but he does it.
It's another song that I wrote along with Dizziness, like way back in the day, and I thought it would be a good Aviations song. I think it's my favorite song on the album. I probably said it's my favorite song on the album in every single one of these videos, so I like all the songs.
The original full name of this song was actually There's a Tornado Afoot.
Tornado is obviously the 9th and final track, and I think it bookends really well with Dizziness, because they both have, the full gamut of the Aviation sound.
This one is kind of a continuation of 2 Days, like a romance falling apart relationship. 2 Days is kind of like a melodramatic, so much bad going on, whereas this one is more mature, but both strike a similar taste bud, if you know what I mean.
This song in particular has like a really cool riff exchange back and forth in that first verse section.
The way that the guitars are talking to each other to sing over that was really hard.
Both guitars on either side kind of line up for a second, and then they split off to finish off the riff on their own, and then right before it ends they just come back together.
This was one of the ones where it was like I had where I wanted to sing, but we really had to pick out lyrics, have it make sense. Yeah, that was one of the hardest parts to record, I think, that verse.
I wanted to add some more layers over that, so I added this cool like 3-note pattern. Got Richard to double that on piano as well, and it ends up being this like really thick, almost Misery Signals-esque guitar track. The chorus in the song is also like one of like the strongest choruses James has ever written.
I think this was one of the first songs that I wrote where I didn't have like an inspiration in mind. I just started writing stuff and was like, oh, this is cool. Probably the only song where I made it through the entire song without thinking like, I'm gonna try and write like this person, or I want this to sound like this album. I just want to write a sick song.
I love how it changes feels to that like 3/4 thing, or 6/8, whatever it is. That's like one of like the most focused choruses musically. It has like a super catchy guitar melody that I love playing live, and the vocals that we got there are just like super powerful too.
Yeah, I'm the again.
There's so many moments, like every break that leads to the next section is just such a good, oh, something's coming, and then it hits.
The section coming right out of that, where basically the bass is the rhythm guitar almost there, and the guitars are just doing like a harmonized rhythm lead riff. It sounds like it was lifted straight from White Walls by Between Bear and Me. It's very Colors-esque, which I think is a sick way to end an album. I just love the build of that whole section.
Oh man, I don't know what my favorite part on the record is anymore. I am going to be loyal to the Like Old Times section. Yeah, that hits hard.
I think it's another one of like Adam's peak performance points lyrically. That whole section with like the 7th chords going back and forth. It's also really, really difficult. There's this like sliding guitar chord thing where bookended with this like arpeggio where you have to pick every single string so every string rings out the right way. Stuff's hard, and I'm so happy with how it sounds now, but like getting to play it live and get it tight, that's gonna be a whole other story.
A bad example for me will accomplish anything.
I mentioned this in Quest, but where James puts his snare hits are so sick.
One thing about this song that I especially like, I'm a really big stickler for creating good transitions. I don't really enjoy just writing a riff and then having it go to another riff and then having it go to another riff and then having it go to another. And I'm really happy with the 15-16 transition going into the bounce breakdown. I remember I struggled with that transition for so long trying to figure out what would work. And I think what we ended up with was so on point. Every time I listen to it, I'm just like, that was it.
Do, 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 do. That's a great moment. Hopefully I won't mess that one up live.
Bouncy breakdown, another gang vocal part. I'm so excited to play that live and have people grab the microphone from Adam and scream that.
The high point of that record for sure. Despite the constant punches, accenting with all those double kicks, it's freaking awesome.
There's a reverse snare hit. All me, baby. I mentioned it to James right before we were bouncing everything, that this was it. I was like, hey, listen, let's just put one reverse snare.
When we were tracking vocals, we got to the latter half of this song right before that sort of clean interlude. We all just kind of scratched our heads and were like, well, what's supposed to happen? And then Adam just looked at us and was like, oh, the 2 Days melody is supposed to go there. And we were like, wait, what? And so he went into the booth and sang the melody from 2 Days. It was perfect. It was so cool. This song, lyrically, without getting too specific, there's so many different ways to go through life. Be open to whatever is happening around you, and you'll put yourself in a better position to find new opportunities, new and exciting things to do. Tornadoes will guide us onto a new day. Sort of an oxymoron. Tornadoes tend to just like rip through and totally destroy things, but in a way that is guiding you in a different direction, just not the one you expected. Outro is just like so full and awesome to me. It's got everything, like the full-on piano chords in the background, some acoustic guitar, percussion and whatnot. And I actually managed to slip one more repeat of the 2 Days melody right into the end there very quietly, if you can hear in the guitars. That seems to sit really nicely. Just one last little echo of that before the record ends.
Oh, I guess the ending is pretty sick too, because that last note hits really hard.
That last boom. I don't even know like if James like did that intentionally. I don't.
This blew my goddamn mind. Forget it. Forget it.
My favorite thing ever. This huge triumphant ending that just ends on a completely different note, everything hitting at the same exact time.
I think the very last chord is something I'm gonna miscount someday. Da, da, I'm sure I'll miss that, and that'll be like the most disappointing sound. That's gonna happen someday, don't you worry.
If you listen carefully, I grabbed the bell melody samples from the end of 90s Nine Ties and used it here. So if you were to listen to that record and our new one back to back, you would be able to listen to them in an endless loop.
So that's Tornado.
Yeah, this song rules. I'm really stoked to play this live.
Thank you guys so much for checking out these videos. This project's like, it's really important to us, and this record, even though it's been 5 or so years, I guess, it finally got done. I want to like thank all the guys who are with us right now in this band for sticking with it. This thing was like a total giant mental stress in my life pretty much the entire time, and I'm so proud of what we did together, and I'm so glad it's finally done.
That's nice. There is one spot. Okay, so you've been watching through all these Song of the Days or Song of the Weeks or however we space this out. If you've made it this far, if you're still watching these, this is the 9th and last one. I have a request. So there's one spot when we rehearsed this. Let me see if I can get my hands on my mic and still do this. I played that in a rehearsal, and James was like, yo, can you not do that there because everyone else is doing it? And it just seems kind of cheesy to have like 100% of the band all doing the but I have a lot of fun playing that, so if you're on my side, can you throw put a little comment with the hashtag let him play it? That's my call to action, a call to arms. So help me out. Other than that, the song starts, it's got interludes, it ends, it's amazing. It's the end of the album. I am still blown away. Then I feel really lucky that I got to play on something this quality. You know, I mean, this is huge. I mean, it's been an experience, and it feels great, and I can't wait to keep chipping away at it and seeing what else I can add to these songs and going forward. And that's the light years. So check it out.